Yo, what's good, my nephews and nieces? This is your favorite uncle, Uncle Demi, and today I have another special banger for you, all right? Today we're going to talk about these slashers, man, but before we get into the video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe, as liking up the video puts the video to the recommended, and of course subscribing puts your notification game for my daily uploads. But without further ado, man, let's get straight into this video. So, again, man, there's been a lot of information that's been coming out, and I know I've been dropping tidbits here and there, trying to drop hints and all that type of story, but for me, I feel like what Mike Wang has been putting out there is pretty much laying out the foundation of what it could look like in 2K24. As you know, I cannot speak on how I feel about the game until the date is up where I can speak on it, but the slashing aspect, in my opinion, is going to be another skill set this year. Okay, so we all seen when Mike Wang, the funny thing is the first tweet he did, right, he said RIP to quick drops, and it was like a frenzy. A lot of people, I would say maybe like 75% was like, thank God, right? 25% was like, which is cool, but I felt like the majority of the community was like, yo, that was, yeah, we was getting tired of that. But then Mike Wang tweeted, the RIP to Limitless Takeoff. Now, to me, I felt like a lot of people, again, was really amped about that. But then it kind of went back into, was like, well, if Limitless Takeoff is gone, then, if Limitless Takeoff badge is gone, then we might need, then Quick Drops shouldn't have been taken away, because, Quick Drops was only OP because of Limitless Takeoff. And at the end of the day, it can go back and forth. I'm just very curious to see how it all pans out when it's all said and done, because I feel like what the other tweet states really paints a different type of picture, a very vivid picture of how great slashers could be as a skill set. Not the rim running quick drops, but as an actual skill set. You talk about, how like the ISO guys have pro play and how it gives them 150 animations, okay? Well, there's also, I don't know the exact number, tons of animations for layups, Euro steps, dunks, you name it, right? And again, it is going to cause a really unique set of skills to be a slasher that if you can master it, just like an ISO god, you should be pretty unstoppable, or you should be able to get some really good clips, and you should be able to have some really good fun being a pure slasher. I can't think of the last time pure slashers was actually considered a skill, right? Because I know slashers have always been titled as an old head thing. You an old head, right? Old head's the only one that slash. But let's just keep it a stack. Everybody loves contact dunks. They love the animations. When you get a good animation, you jump out of your gaming chair, or you and your friends or your homies or whoever you with laughing and stuff. So don't get it twisted, it's exciting. But I felt like in 23, yes, it just got very repetitive with the rim running, the quick drops. It just wasn't much of a skill set. But now there is some skill sets, and I want to point out a couple just to kind of, ease some people's minds to understand that this is not going to be something that's just going to be like it was in 23. There's definitely going to be a skill set. And the first thing that we're going to look at is the actual tweet right here that Mike Wang said. It says, for both the layup and dunk meters, if you have a pretty open lane, the green window is much bigger in 2K24, but it shrinks fast the heavier the traffic. And again, on Hall of Fame and competitive online, you have to green dunks to make them. So this is now going to be an extremely big skill set, because a lot of people have a hard time actually greening the dunk meters. Hell, I have a hard time, and I had a 99 driving dunk build in 2K23, and I didn't always green my dunks. So now it becomes to me it becomes an absolute skill set to be able to get contact dunks, okay, at will. Because pressing the square button to try to get contact dunks is a huge variable. It's very rare to get, okay? So again, that's what makes it a skill set. just going to the basket, pressing square is not gonna give you a contact dunk. I don't know the actual percentage. Like I said, I don't know that, but I know it's extremely rare. We all know we do not get a lot of contact dunks in 2K23 by just pressing square. You actually have to use the pro stick. So to me, that is a skill set. That is going to be a very big skill set that a lot of slashers that are able to master that are going to be unstoppable. And it should be like that. Just like ISO players, they master all their SIGs and they become very unstoppable, leaving a defender on the island. A slasher should have the same privilege to be able to master this dunk stick along with the other things I'm about to talk about and become very unstoppable. That is a skill gap. That's a skill set, because if you put in the hours and you put in the time, you should be able to benefit more than anybody else that does not do that. So again, I'm happy that just pressing square is not going to activate contact dunks. You're not going to activate them frequently. It's going to be very, very rare. And how the actual dunk meter, the pro stick, is going to be the one that's going to show the skill set for a slasher. All right. Now here's another tweet right here where Mike states, he says, generally all advanced shots, spins and step backs got a buff in the mid-range, which we all knew about. I did a video on that. But then he also says, and all advanced layups, euros, floaters, reverses, hops, spins, quick scoops got a buff too. Try to mix up your arsenal of scoring moves and you'll be rewarded. Again, this is where I'm talking about the beauty of the game. Being able to now have again, we talking about pro play, all these new animations, all new Euro animations, hop shot animations, hop step animations. Again, ISO players, they master all these different SIGs. Slashers, if you master all the ability to be able to make all these different type of Euros, hop shots and hop steps and that type of deal, I keep saying hot shots, hot steps, right? Reverses, then again, there's a beauty in that, okay? It's not just holding R2 going straight to the basket. We know how good defense is going to be. And I know a lot of y'all are still very skeptical about that. And a lot of y'all think that, hey, man, yeah, the defense will be good for a couple weeks and then they're going to nerf it. That type of deal. Rest assured, it's not going to be a quick fix unless it's something completely broken. I know Mike's going to probably come out and say that again. But again, like I said, man, we can't put no guarantees on that as a community. We just don't know. But let's just assume the defense is going to be good on the perimeter and getting to the basket with buffed interior defense is buffed, right? Then of course, slashers are going to be they're going to be more appreciated if they're successful in it. And then the ones that aren't successful, they're going to just wean away from it and just worry about shooting on threes or that type of deal. Again, it's a skill set to me where I feel like slashers are going to be very, very good if you master that. And this is something that I'm seriously thinking about. I know other creators that are really good with the pro dunk stick, and I'm not as great as that, but I'm really leaning towards maybe making, like I said, I know I'll make it two-way, but I'll probably make like something like a two-way slasher, like 2K19, where, again, trying to find that easy sweet spot to where I can be able to shoot. And again, that's going to be kind of one of those things where we have to figure out what is the best three-point shot. Now, again, Mike states that for those asking what rating you need to be consistent depends on your skill and your shot IQ. Some will be deadly with a 75 three-point shot, while others will go 1 for 10. Try out the build tester of 2KU with different NBA players on Hall of Fame to get an idea for what you'll need for your build. And then again, this is a two-part statement that I'm about to make. It's so true what Mike is saying about when you make a build, before you make a build and just assume that he's right. Go to 2KU. Or first go to the rosters, look for somebody that has a 75 three ball, okay? Then go to 2KU, stand in the corner, get the button, pass the ball, shoot, keep shooting, and see if that's something you hit consistently, okay? And also check the badges. Understand, as if you're gonna be a slasher like we're talking about right now, understand you're not gonna have all the badges. So don't get nobody with a 75 three ball, but they got like catch and shoot on gold and all that type of stuff. You need to be legit. Looking for somebody that doesn't have a lot of badges at all and see if you hit that consistently on Hall of Fame. But on the same side, that is what he's talking about with a 75 three ball. I feel like I'm able to hit with a 75 three ball consistently. Hell, I might be able to get away with a little bit more, but that would be more so on the corner as a catch and shoot basis. If you want to be a slasher and still be able to spark that three at the top of the key, that might have to be something you look at too. Get a 75 three ball or get an 80 and see how that works out with shooting at the top of the key. But that's going to be very big because if you are a slasher, just like in 2K20, the 2K slashing playmakers, they had a very low three ball, but they were so lethal everywhere else. And if you were able to shoot a low three ball, you was able to cook up. And again, I feel like this is something that if you want to be a slasher, you will very well enjoy it, but you got to find what you can shoot consistently. So that if anything you get from this, first find out how you can shoot consistently, or the rating of a 3-ball you can shoot consistently, and then make your build from there. Hell, I think that's the first thing everybody should do, right? I know I'm getting off topic, but when you first get the game, you need, before you start putting VC into your build, you need to figure out what you can shoot consistently with the 3-ball, because that is going to be the most important thing in modern basketball, real life, and on a video game. Everybody wants to play with somebody that can spread the floor and shoot, but you want to save attributes. Attributes mean so much, so make sure, okay, you figure out what that sweet spot is. If you're not a great shooter and you can only shoot consistently with an 85, unfortunately, you might have to go with an 85, okay? So just keep that in mind. Now, back to again with this dunking. And we spoke about this already when Mike tweeted, so since no one asked, you can also meter standing dunks in 2K24, but it's really hard to pull off at the moment. Work in progress. Now, I remember when I was in the spaces and I was speaking on this about, like centers, inside centers can go crazy with this, right? And again, centers are considered athletic finishers. You got guards that are considered slashers. So slashers, athletic finishers are all in the same, environment. It's just that power forward and centers are considered athletic finishers. And of course, guards, small forward are considered slashers. But this right here is going to be an absolute skill set, because like the standing dunk meter is very hard to time right now, but it will still be green or miss, okay? So that's going to still be a skill set. So, if somebody's able to master that, that is going to be a huge, huge advantage, because a lot of people in the community, when I say a lot of people in the community, I'm talking about like 99%. Like ISO, people, really good ISO players, they make up less than 1%. Slashers, with all the new features we have right now, you'll make up less than 1% if you know how to time your slashing meter dunks, your Euros reverses, your hop steps, your hot shots. And then of course, if you're a bigger, smaller forward, maybe like 6'9", 6'10", that has a standing dunk, then of course it will also equate to being able to get contact dunks standing using the pro stick. Okay, so to me, that is a massive, massive, massive advantage that you can get. I do not want this message to come out as if slashers are going to be overpowered. The message is that slashers finally should have an environment to where they're respected, because it's no longer just rim running. It's going to require a certain set of skills to be considered a great slasher, and that's where I'm really excited about, because I feel like the individuals that will be able to master this will be able to make some great content. Might be a good way to spark your YouTube channel, because just like ISO players, the reason why they get so much credit is because the things they do, a lot of people can't do. So if you're able to finally get on another type of build like a slasher and be able to do things that other people can't do, that is a good gateway for content, and also, again, like I said, for a skill set. But other than that, that's all I have. Hopefully you appreciate what I just spoke about. And again, if you love this type of content, all I ask for is just make sure you like up the video. If you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. And of course, just check a look at the videos that we have coming up at the end. So if you see a video, it should be popping up really soon on the screen. Go ahead and watch these videos, because if you want the news, you want the inside scoop, Unc is definitely one that's going to be able to give you that type of information. But other than that, this is your favorite old head, Uncle Demi. I'll be back really, really soon with another banger, man. You know, when I say back soon, another banger, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about tomorrow, man. I'm out.